Friday.
First Friday of the month. How about that, dude?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Feels like a long time coming.
Yep. Long time coming, but for a short week. Did you feel like Monday was a Tuesday? And I don't know. I was so confused this week.
Well, Monday was a holiday. And then Tuesday, we come back to work. So usually you come back to work on a Monday.
Yeah, it just felt like a Monday. And then I traveled, and then you were here all week. So I don't know how you felt about knowing what day it was. But then I traveled, so I had no clue. It's like my whole routine was all messed up. But we'll get into that a little bit later. We're really happy to have you here this Friday afternoon. We're really excited to have you, and it's been a great week. It's a little bit of a quiet week, but for you. But yeah, we'll get into that later. But before we get into it, we're just going to have this like really brief message from our sponsor, which happens to be us.
The Residential Protection Plan by HonorBound IT is the best support and service for home computer users. You get top-notch antivirus, backup, and remote support. Plus, if you need in-store service, it's free. Visit us at 109 Norris Avenue, McCook, or call 877-686-6642. Your digital peace of mind starts here.
All right, exciting times, man. Exciting times.
Yeah, 2024.
Just so much opportunity like ahead this year, right?
I think so.
Yeah, I think so. We got some pretty exciting stuff in the pike. Yeah. So how was your week? I mean, this week, I haven't been other than Tuesday. Well, Tuesday was a hectic day, wasn't it?
Yeah, everybody,
Bazillion updates,
first
like
of the
first
year,
thing in the year, like we have accounting clients. And so for the one accounting client that I have in Fort Collins, I had 6 major application updates, and then you had how many for our other one? Like 2 or 3?
Just 2, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were pretty well caught up.
Of many.
And they don't use as many as the one you worked on. But
Yep.
yeah, updates, especially with, accountants and some of those places that, the first of the year comes around, there's a lot of changes, in laws and especially in tax law. So
Yeah, but and it can come down sometimes to like just a simple the way the form is formatted. Those things get changed so regularly. But, usually you have like on the outset the major forms that need to be updated. And so I had like several. It took me 45 minutes, an hour. But that's because I made them have fast servers. Otherwise, we would have been there all day. And the client that you were working on has like 2, 3 people, depending on what time of year it is. Mine that I was working with has like 10 and going to have 11 on Monday. Well, no, on the 10th. Sorry. But we'll prep for them on Monday, I'm sure, Monday or Tuesday. So, yeah, exciting stuff. And then for our accountants, every week we have updates. And we just do them. It's part of our service that we do for our accountants is, when their tax software has an update and, we just have like a standing date set up. You have Monday mornings, I'll have Monday mornings here come up pretty soon. Just have to get that one approval completed for the people that are workaholics and get up at 4:30 in the morning and start working on tax. So if you want to think of an unsung hero that gives a crap about their clients, you need to. These accountants are really unsung heroes. Everybody hates taxes. Let's be honest. We don't want to pay out of our income, but somebody has to make sure that we're all doing it right. And these people work literally day and night on making sure that you have your I's dotted and your T's crossed so that you're not having nasty repercussions with the IRS or your state government. So, yeah. Exciting stuff to start with on the Tuesday.
Yeah.
And I don't think we stopped until like really the end of the day because, you know, of course, when we go away, what happens, Keith?
Well, things just sometimes don't always work the way they should. Mm-hmm. And so we're here. Give us a call or send us an email and we can check things out. And, you know, the beginning of the year, you know, some people just maybe they wait. And, you know, the end of the year, they're thinking about other things. There's holidays, there's, you know, events, other stuff going on, family in town, vacations, whatever. And so, you know, the technology stuff, I don't want to call. I can deal with that on Monday. Well, Monday is also a holiday, so I'll deal with
2
that
weeks
on
later.
Tuesday. And so they come.
Maybe 3.
Yeah. And so, and this happens a lot with a lot of businesses. They just kind of wait until, you know, things pile up a little bit and, you know, 2 things. Okay, I'll take care of that another time. And then there's 3 things. Oh, I'll take care of that another time. And there's, you know, 6 things like, I better get these taken care of. And then we get a call or an email. And it's like, just help with this one thing. Oh,
It's
hey.
usually panic too, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, panic's like, now my hair's on fire.
Yeah. So help us out with these things. And then while you're there, can you do this and this and this? And, you know, and that's just part of what we do. People just, they want to work. They got to get their work done. Sometimes a little glitch in the technology. You know, you can work around it or work through it. But eventually there comes a point where you can't, and that's where you have to stop and call. And that's where we come in and, you know, we fix 1 thing or 2 things or 3 things or 10 things, whatever the list that you have is, you know, we try to take care of that as much as we can. And we try to do a lot of that proactively. But if there's certain things that, you know, software can't detect, sometimes there's only things that the user can see and describe, and we can't detect it because, you know, the software is just a robot.
Well, there's their applications as well. You know, they have their own individual applications. Not everybody uses the same programs, you know, and those programs may or may not, you know, do any feedback to us. So sometimes we got to wait until the client calls us, but it is what it is, right? Yeah, and then Tuesday was the Great Escape. The mountains were calling.
What day?
Well, actually, it was a resort. Oh, it was Wednesday.
It was Wednesday.
Keith,
We just finished
all
talking
a
about
friggin'
Tuesday.
blur. It's like I was saying, I don't know what friggin' day it is half the time, like when we have a Monday off. But yeah, we went up the hill, went up to Estes. I have a resort that we've worked there for like several years, and absolutely loved going up there. Yeah, we were having to deal with a little something. It took a little while to get done because you have to order pieces, parts, and the like. But, you know, we put a new power system in there. And Jennifer, why don't you just show them the rack? You know, we kind of cleaned everything up. You know, they have quite a few pieces of equipment. All this stuff serves the phones that are in each unit. They have like 52 units, I believe. And each one of them has like a phone that works over the internet. That's called VoIP. And then their office computer stuff. And, you know, their Wi-Fi and all that neat stuff. And then we have like a really good firewall in there because, you know, they are protecting millions of dollars of other people's money, you know, because it is a resort where they do have fractional ownership of their properties. And so, you know, their client information is extremely important to keep private. You know, anything that's personally identifiable and the like. And sometimes they have unit rentals, and all that credit card data needs to be protected. And even if you are a small vendor, you need to, and you accept credit cards and you don't know what PCI compliance is, you need to call us, because is something that's absolutely critical. If your customer's credit card information gets out, there's nothing that can get you into more trouble than that. Even if you're like a one-man shop. And then we retired their really, really old server. And the newer server has been there since 2020, but we cleaned everything up while we're there, made sure the backup was up. And then down at the bottom of the unit there is a battery backup. And that is absolutely critical. I mean, there's hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of data there, tens of thousands of dollars worth of equipment. And the battery backup is what keeps things from getting scrambled if the power goes out. And up there, they're in the mountains. And sometimes crazy weather events happen. And so the old battery backup had finally hit the end of its life. And so we replaced that. And you lifted out the old one. We did pull the old one out and recycled it and the old server. That thing was bloody heavy, wasn't it, Keith?
Yeah. Oh, gosh. Well, even the new one you carried up there was
Yeah, about as heavy.
heavy as a refrigerator and as small as a...
Yeah, and there were two guys that held it while I put the 4 screws that put it in the rack. Mm-hmm. It was like, man, I was just fretting that they were going to hurt their fingers. It's like, man, be careful of your fingers. Neither one of them wearing gloves, dumbasses. God bless them, I love them, but that's a really dumbass thing, not wear gloves. But yeah, we got that done, and it was really nice because when I got there, part of the deal of when I work with this particular resort is that they got to put me up. We give them a good deal on the services. We handle all of their guest Wi-Fi. That is, for them, absolutely huge. It used to be that pools were a big thing. Well, now the big thing you get rated on at a resort like this is the Wi-Fi. Crazy stuff. So on the door, Jennifer, I gave you a picture there of what was on the door. I have a new title, Mr. Magic.
Mr. Magic.
Yeah. I think it's a little bit of a stretch, but, I'll take it, and I really appreciate the sentiment. But, yeah, we love going up there. We go up there other times other than to go work because Estes Park, if you've never been, is absolutely beautiful. Keith, the next time you go to the park, dude. Park is absolutely gorgeous. But, yeah, the town is fine too, though. I mean, there's lots of tourist stuff. Good place to eat too, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yep, lots of good place to eat. So, yeah, wonderful stuff. Really good to go there. And then they had only one while you were here's. The while you're here is, while you're here, can you take a look at this? And I'll deal with that Monday because I figured it out in the bathtub this morning. And then went down the hill and did the pre-tax season checkup for one of the ones that I was working with on Tuesday in Fort Collins. Did all of their stuff. And it's kind of funny because the person who does the reception and she's pretty much, for lack of a better term, Girl Friday. She does everything. Does the reception, does some light bookkeeping, does all, the meeting and greeting kind of stuff. And now furniture and computer moving. So they were, spending time because in a few weeks, tax time is going to start. And so if you're a small business or a small company or a medium-sized company, because we really shine with companies that are smaller than 25 users, and you need help before tax season, give us a call. We're here to help you, whether you're an accountant or whether you're a small business that just needs to make sure that they're ready for the opportunities for 2024. And I have high hopes for 2024. Yeah. That's all I got, dude. I got no more.
You were pretty busy this
I
week.
spent myself.
Yeah. With New Year's, you had the long weekend, and then you come back to work for a few days, and you're on the road again for a few days, and then you're
Yep.
back in office for a day, and
Yep.
ready
Yep.
for another weekend.
Well, and then we spent a fair bit of time this week when I was here, lightly talking about a new format. I think we're probably going to be moving our show to Tuesday around the lunch hour. We're finding that at 4:00, people are checked out at 4:00. You know what? We're checked out at 4:00 on a Friday afternoon. I think, we're looking at doing a little bit shorter content for our residential and small business customers. Maybe 15-minute segment, and then another segment specifically for the commercial customers. Another, again, 15-minute segment because people just don't have a lot of time for us to blither bather. But if you're still with us and you have suggestions, we want to make this something that's valuable to you. If there are things that you would like us to learn, teach you, things that you'd like us to research, we want to meet you where you are and give you what you want. Technology isn't always the most exciting topic on the planet. We've thrown around ideas of reviewing gadgets. If you think that's something that you'd be interested in, and you can think of a gadget that's a tech gadget that might be under $50 that has really helped you out in your life, or whatever gadget that you might have, that you'd like us to review or would like us to maybe do some comparisons or do a little research on and give you some of the pros and cons. We're not Consumer Reports by any stretch. We never will be. But, we can certainly give you our unvarnished opinion as a consumer, of something, whether it's worthwhile investing the money or is maybe you might want to avoid that. Tell us stuff that you would like to tell other people to avoid, right? Doesn't have to be something, but whatever content you're interested from a technology perspective, or tips and tricks, maybe you want to know how to do something, we're thinking of having a specific demo video once a month, and we'd absolutely love it if it was viewer generated the topics. We don't have a corner on the market of all good ideas, and we don't know how you use your computer. And heck, we might learn something too, and that's the whole idea of having community, is to have that give and take as far as technology goes. But you have anything to add to that?
Yeah, well, like you said, gadget reviews, things that people are using, or maybe they're thinking about using something and, they're just not sure. They want to, one of the things that I do before you buy something, you read the reviews and, you look to see how many stars it has and, oh, it's got, it's a 4 out of 5 stars. Well, then you go and look and see how many of those stars, I know Amazon actually has their system where you can see there's 100 5 stars, there's 80 4-stars reviews, but then there's, 90 1-star reviews. And so you kind of get a sense of what people are actually reviewing. And, being on Amazon, you just get to read it. But what our goal is to actually unbox it, show you, turn it on, see how it works. Oh, does this piece, man, this button kind of sticks, just
Or
like you said.
how hard is it to open the damn box?
Yeah.
I mean, I've had that too, where it's like the stupid box is like the most challenging thing of the whole thing you just bought, you know? You know, and I think you come to a point there, you know, like on the Amazon stuff, I mean, they try really hard to keep the fake reviews out there. But, you know, we're just two guys, Southwest Nebraska, you know, that just want to help folks out. You know, we got nothing to gain or nothing to lose on most of the things that we'd want to review, you know, aside from some of the stuff that we actually physically use ourselves, you know. You want something unvarnished, tell us about it. We're interested. We want to hear from you.
Yeah. And even like just, you know, when we were doing some research on some of this stuff, there's some really strange technology devices. You know, I'll give you an example of one. It was a automatic window washer.
Oh my gosh.
It was like a Roomba
we
for
saw
Windows.
That. Roomba for Windows.
And
That sounds
not
like
the
a
computer
terrible
windows,
idea.
But, yeah. But I mean, it just goes just across your window. And I was like, you know, into my mind, it's like, I wonder if that really works. You know?
Yeah, but are you going to buy one for every window that you own?
Yeah. Well, I'm sure you can take it off and put it to the next one.
No, but I mean,
you could buy one for a window. But,
yeah.
You know, and they weren't, you know, the price wasn't outrageous, but
I can't remember.
You always wonder if it actually works. You know, that's the other thing. You know, you see all this cool tech stuff, and well, does it work? I seen here in town. I've actually seen a guy that has it's like a vacuum, not a vacuum. It's a lawnmower, like almost like a Roomba.
Oh yeah.
For
I
your
see
lawn.
that. Yeah.
And so I saw it, and I drove by, and I saw it mowing his yard, and I was like, oh, it actually works. So.
Yeah, EcoFlow has one of those, and actually, I watch a lot of like home renovation, as in chateau in southern France renovation shows, and their sponsor was EcoFlow, and they have an automated one, but it doesn't just like Roomba, where Roomba just like goes like all over half acres. You know, it's consistent with where it's going to go to do the cutting. It's like way cool. You know, you set the parameters, outside parameters, and, you know, it cuts the grass.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff out there.
Yeah.
But yeah, those, and then, like you said, just, you know, sweet tips and tricks on how to use technology. And then, you know, the other thing we were going to bring back is some of the cyber tips, because we actually started a new cybersecurity training platform, and they do weekly trainings. And, you know, we thought, well, our people might like to hear some of this stuff.
Yeah,
and so,
exactly.
You know, there's a lot of tips in there, and a lot of them are, you know, something that, you know, everybody might need. There are some that are just like, you know, the high level tech stuff that, you know, people that work at what we do may need to look out for. You know, we probably won't bore you with that, but.
Well, but everybody's going to have to hear something for the first time. So, you know, and sometimes it bears repeating. So, yeah.
A lot going on in that, and yeah, hopefully that works out for us, and hopefully you guys like it. That's why we do this, you know, so that people can, you know, get some value out of the content we put out there.
Yeah, and on that note, yeah, I guess it's time for the first kitty cat of the week, right?
Oh man,
Or the year. And you probably know this guy. This is when he was a lot younger. It's a couple of years ago when I had my neck surgery thing done. And he's still is bad like that. He loves to chew straws. Do you have cats that like to chew straws?
no, I don't know. I don't personally drink out of cups of straws. Everybody else in my house does, so I don't. I always think it was the kids chewing the straws.
Every straw that I have has bite marks on it.
Is that from you or the cat?
From the cat. Yep. That's my pride and joy, Jamie. Mr. Wake you up at 4:30, whether you like it or not. Wake you up, feed me. All right. Well,
Yeah, and you know, speaking of cats, you know, going back to what we were talking about for like our our live streams that we're trying to do. We're actually going to try to partner up with the Humane Society.
Yeah, we haven't talked to Lori yet, so just preface that.
But that's something that we want to do because of Greg's cats. You know, he's got so many cats, but
and I love them, and I love to show them off. But there are lots of cats out there that don't have homes.
yeah,
And, you know, if you have opportunity to adopt a cat, pick an older cat too. You know, they're often, you know, there for really long periods of time. They give you just as much love as the kitties do. You know, some of them, if you play with them, they'll be just as fun as kitties. So remember to spay and neuter your pets. Extremely important. Yeah. That was my Bob Barker moment.
I mean Drew Carey.
Well, Drew Carey and Bob Barker did it. He was a big Humane Society guy. But, yep, if you got him, love him. Well, happy days. I think we're going to kind of celebrate our way out of here and
Boom.
then go answer the phone. Cool beans. Well, thank you so very much for joining us on our first live stream of the year. I don't know whether we're going to be doing Tuesday or Friday next week, but there will be a live stream at some point next week. We're happy that you joined us, and if you stayed this long, we really thank you.